Good morning, folks. It's Thursday, August 10th, CPI day, and it came in light. It was 3.2 versus 3.3 year over year. The month over month came in at 0.2 with an expectations of 0.2, but that number was rounded up. So that also kind of beat. And look, I think it's time for risk assets to go on a rally. The price action in pre-market's a little bit muted. I would have expected, I don't know, like something like heavy volume, RK at 44.50, but I think it's happening anyway. All right. It's just the path there is a little bit different. You see it's starting to inch up here in pre-market. We went through all those support levels, like RK close enough to that support level, QQQ right off the 50 DMA. I think it's time for a nice correction, guys. Here we go. QQQ looking good. Let's get that nice correction. Maybe QQQ can move up to 377 at this point. Let's see, 372.45, 372.66 the last 2 days. So I think that's the trigger, 372.66. We break that and we make a move to 377. It might take a couple days to play out. But at this point, that's it. I really believe that. I feel really comfortable that we're going to have a rally here. If we don't, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say if we don't. I guess that's why you diversify and you're careful and you do risk management. But this is my best estimate, best guess here is that it's going to be risk on for at least a few days here. So in my opinion, things are looking good. So let's look at our individual stocks. This is not necessarily the order that we're going to be choosing them here at the end of the show. All right. Alibaba beat pretty significantly. They beat revenue by 3%. They beat earnings by 20%. I did not see guidance. Maybe they're going to be giving it on the conference call, but in the press release, I did not see it, and I don't see any articles here about guidance. So I don't know when their conference call is. It might be ongoing right now, but based on that 3% EPS beat, well, you can see the stock's up 3.74%, and the revenue up 20% looks pretty nice. So, okay, that's Alibaba. It's up here at 98.38. I'm not really going to make a prediction on this. It's in the gap, though. Maybe it gets to the bottom of this gap here at 99.30. But, without really listening to the conference call or knowing what the guidance is, I'm not going to be playing Alibaba. And I told people on the Zoom yesterday or even on the show yesterday, I'm not trading that much right now because we are locked into some positions. Did not want to take losses in the last few days as things really headed down. So we're mostly just hunkered down and waiting for a rebound before we can raise some cash and be actively trading again. Okay. That's our situation right now. So, all right, a few things. Apron had earnings yesterday. We did add a little bit more. Yes, we did yesterday on the Apron earnings and conference call. Apron is going to be at a conference at 9:30 a.m. this morning. Let's see. It'll be webcast. Here it is. 9:30 Canaccord Genuity. Yep. 9:30 a.m. Canaccord Genuity conference, and it's going to be available on their website. And this morning, Benchmark raised the price target to 17. I'm not sure it was before, but apparently they raised their price target to 17. This is very unusual to see this kind of volume in Apron. Usually I don't see that, 51,000 shares. So I'm optimistic about my swing position in Apron right now. Now, let's get into a couple things that I think could outperform today and longer term. So Sabre, we've had a position in Sabre since earnings, but I'm thinking of increasing. Actually, I already did increase it a little bit. I got a little bit of a fill here this morning. But Sabre, this is like a perfect storm of story trading pillars. Okay, we had a nice earnings beat the other day. You can see where it gapped up from the earnings right there. So we have fundamentals. We got to check. Now, we're going to be discussing Sabre in detail with our fundamental analyst, Chris Tuttle, at 1 p.m. But fundamentals look good. And then you got the break of look at the technicals here, the break of the 50 DMA, 50-week moving average, which is very important. Okay, today it's gapping above the 50-week moving average. Very important level of break above. If we did have a fake out, these are not 100% January 23rd. But when you combine it with other factors, combine it with the good fundamentals, and last night, what do we have? We had massive inside buying. You don't see it in this stream here, but several different executives bought nice, substantial number of shares. I forgot the exact numbers. I think it was like 1 million shares total, something like that. Or maybe it was $1 million total from like 4 executives, something like that. But in any case, now it's all coming together. Now you have insiders buying, you have a nice fundamental report, you have this move over the 50-week moving average. I've been talking about a price target of 6 to 8. this insider buy just makes me feel so much more confident that that's coming. Continues to be the target on Saber. And given the insider buying last night, I told you I picked up a little bit, and I may be juggling some things around. So like I'm contradicting myself, right? So I'm going to be sitting on things, but this is too good of an opportunity. We're going to have to juggle some things around so we can have a larger Saber position. All right. And then when I did my Saber research last night, I started thinking about Yatra again. YTRA. Okay, this is a company that my colleague Matt Kolb has been really trying to sell me for 6 months, 12 months, and I just haven't been interested. Maybe mostly because of the price action. It's an obscure small company. And look at this trading. It's just chop with very low volume. But anyway, he's been talking about an IPO in India, which is going to re-rate this company. And when I did the Saber research, they were talking about India travel and how strong India travel is. This is like an India Expedia, from my understanding. And they're going to be having an India IPO. And then just look at this price action here. Look at these 3 large candles causing the stock to go right up to the 200 DMA. Now, as I understand it from Matt, there may be an announcement of an IPO date between the next few days to early September. Okay, so anytime between imminent to early September, we could get an IPO date out on Yatra. And I've had good experience trading IPO stocks. Now it looks like it's above this key moving average, but not really. The ask is 215. Okay, so it's 210 by 215 right now. So just be careful of that. Now it's 209 by 215. Hold on. Is there actual trading going on this morning? Let me see. I'm going to put this up. So, all right. So I'm not in this yet. Okay. And it's all very hard to buy this too. It's very illiquid. But I for the first time, I think Matt Kolb has now convinced me, and it's partially due to the research I did on Saber. But the timing, I think, is good. This technical indicator combined with the catalyst coming up of IPO announcements, it may not happen, but that's a speculation. People think it will happen the next month. I think the time might be right for Yatra. So I'm going to see if I can grab a position in Yatra. I'm not in it yet. I'm not going to be chasing it here at 215 because it closed. Look at that. Pretty strong. We'll see how it opens. I'll monitor it and maybe I can get a position. Okay. So that's on Yatra. SMSI had earnings. Now, we have a position, and I'm thinking of increasing it. The headline was a miss, actually. All right. So who knows? This might present an opportunity because Q2 adjusted, well, the EPS was in line, but the revenue was a miss. Okay. But they did forecast for profitability in this current quarter, but it's a non-GAAP profitability. So that's important. You know, when a company is in a position to forecast profitability, that's a good catalyst. Research we've done and the shows we did with Brian the other day, and I guess it was talked about last night from my understanding of the conference call, like AT&T is going to do to them in the next couple of weeks or so. So a couple good, catalysts and inflections potentially happening with SMSI. My one concern is they only have 7 million cash as of the end of last quarter. That makes me feel a little hesitant. Also, they're losing the Verizon revenue by the end of the year. So yes, AT&T is coming on board, but it is speculation that, is that going to grow fast enough to replace the Verizon revenue by the end of the year into early Q1? We're hopeful it will, but there is some risk in that. So there's some risk in that. There's some risk in the low cash position, but it looks like when I see a company say, okay, now we're guiding to profitability, that's a signal to me that I could be interested. And as I said, I'm already. It's just a matter of maybe picking up some more. So SMSI, I'll be looking at as well. Drio had earnings today. I think nothing to write home about. I was not on the conference call, so I monitor that. It's a worthwhile risk reward as a long term. We'll see, but they've been behind the ball. Things are really delayed, but they're saying it's all going to happen. It's just on a delay. It's been like 2 years of delay. So will it finally happen in Q1 of 2024, which is kind of what they're signaling now? If it does, then great. You can still make 2, 3, 4x return on Drio from these prices, but sentiment is really low because of all the delays. So could be an investment, but there's that risk there. All right, so that's the Drio earnings call. Let's see how ARK is doing. ARK up 1.5%. So with ARK up, I think, oh wow, INVZ. I don't know this company. This is the company that that Goldman Sachs was pumping for so long, and then lo and behold, they were behind an offering this morning or last night. They're the ones that like short laser, right? Yeah. And Citron was in on it. Citron and Goldman Sachs, they're both like long INVZ, short laser, long INVZ, short laser. And INVZ has like no revenue, and they're talking about in the future INVZ is going to take market share from laser. Goldman Sachs kept pumping this thing, and now they did an offering at $2.50 early this morning, but with no warrants. So I don't know. Might be. I have this up here because it might be a buy here at 248, 249. It's tough to buy at or near, and now below the offering price with no warrants, with Goldman Sachs and Citron behind it. Yet at the same time, man, are they pumping and dumping? That's a bad look for Goldman Sachs and Citron. But right here, 247, it might make sense at down 21%. Maybe that even today, intraday, like I wouldn't be surprised to see this bounce to like the 260s or higher from this 247 entry. But we're not really in a position to play things like that right now, unfortunately, because of how things went down the last 5 days or so. As I said, we're either holding on to our positions, or if we're buying something, we're going to be buying something for a swing. We're like rejuggling things, like I said, to maybe buy some more Sabre as a longer term swing. So that's the position we're in right now. And I think that's about it. Let's see what's on the SMCI. I gotta believe SMCI will rebound here. SOUN launches fully automated smart answering service that lets any business handle it. So SOUN probably getting a little pop here, but this is such a risky stock to be in. SOUN and SMCI. All right, let's go see if we can kind of order this for today. Although most of my kind of thinking is more about swings right now rather than in and out today. So from a kind of swing perspective, I do think RK, we're getting a buy signal today with a lighter CPI. I'm not going to be trading BABA. I don't know what's going to happen there. I got to put Sabre up at number one, okay, as both a swing and possible outperformance of the day because of the confluence of pillars and the insider purchases last night. So Sabre's got to be number one for me here. There's a big ask now at $5.40, 51,000 shares. 6 to 8 target, like it looks appealing. I picked up a little bit in the 530s today. I'd like a larger position, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait if we can get a dip here at the open. We'll see if that happens. Okay, so that's Sabre number one for the day. Oh, wow. Look at Yatra. Wow. A large 216 bid. Wow. When has this happened before? I hope it wasn't because I talked about it, man. I want to get into this. 216, 7,000 share. Look at that, man. Over the close 215 yesterday. So let me see. Where is the 200 DMA? 200 DMA. So it's not clear yet. It's got to go over 219 and stay over 219 to really change the direction here. Okay, so we're going to put Yatra on watch, but it is a little bit tricky buying it right at that resistance. I'm not going to be doing that. So I'll be watching Yatra, maybe looking for dips on Yatra today. Yatra, and this is also for like a swing. We're looking maybe for like a 2x return, by the time maybe shortly after the IPO is announced, something like that. But you got to, wait for that catalyst. So Yatra looking interesting. Okay, so let me just move. Let's see. We're going to move. Apron's having a nice $17 benchmark. All right, I'm going to move these up. Apron and Yatra. And then maybe SMSI. It's a little bit tricky, though, today. I'm just not sure with the revenue miss plus the guidance increase. Will it move up today? I don't know, but I think it's a good entry as a swing. Okay, so that's SMSI. And then RK Baba Drio. Hims had a nice little movement this morning. Okay, my favorite. Okay, let's do that. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So now we got Sabre at 540, still 51,000 shares. I'm going to miss this app. Look at this. You cannot find this anywhere else without scrolling, without nothing. You can see the supply and demand. You can see the demand in Yatra. You can see the supply in Sabre. What a shame. What a shame. If anyone knows any app that does this without scrolling, being able to see the bid and the ask size, I mean, we'd love to bring it to the story trading app, but it's going to cost like probably something like $50,000, $60,000 a year in data fees, which we can't afford. Not now. If we get like many hundreds of people paying for an app, then we can pay for that data and we can replicate what TD Ameritrade has here. But what a major loss. I mean, it's I just can't understand why there's no other service that does this, and I can't understand why TD is shutting it down. It's just a damn shame. All right. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough on my trading, how I do it. Like early morning, looking at supply and demand, like these are powerful early signals that can foretell what happens during the day. Unfortunate. All right. In any case, yeah, with RK up, I think Overstock's going to be finally poised to bounce here. It had a gap fill right off the gap fill 2 days in a row, by the way. 2 days in a row, bounced right off this gap fill at 3109. What was it? 3114. Went a little below yesterday. 3089. Good enough, man. Good enough. Good enough with RK with inflation light. Let's go off to the races. The app rankings continue to be great. Let's just verify it. I mean, I just am astounded. I've never seen this. It's hard to sustain high app rankings, man. When you launch something new, you'll down. Bed Bath and Beyond. Okay. They're number 9, still in the top 10, but they've been 7 and 8 for like 9 days in a row. Okay. Now they're 9. Fine. But like this has got to have a material impact on the revenue for the current quarter that's happening right now. So that's I'm really still very bullish on Overstock. Okay. INVZ maybe for a bounce. Tesla should do well today on RK bounce. Twilio I really like. I like a lot of these names. All these RK names, I think they're going to do well. Oh man, Penn. I'm still in some Penn shares. So RK names bouncing back like DraftKings. Look at that. All these RK names bouncing back. I think they're all going to do well. Okay, all these RK names I think are going to do well today. All these growth names. Twilio and Tesla and DraftKings, they'll all do well. But as far as the top 5, I'm going to focus on other like smaller caps here that have specific catalysts. So Sabre, Apron, Yatra, SMSI, and we'll put one RK stock in there for you, Overstock. All right. We'll see you at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. here. We're going to talk about Sabre. We'll get at the fundamental analysis from Chris Tuttle. Look at this. It's man. See what happens. We'll get the fundamental analysis from Chris Tuttle at 1 p.m. And man, Rex, when is Rex? I usually do Thursdays or Fridays. I'm trying to confirm with him. I'd rather do it tomorrow because I have Chris Tuttle at 1 p.m. But I have not been able to confirm with him. I really despise Discord. I got to tell you. I cannot figure out how the heck Discord works. It's just too freaking confusing. Too many options. What's going on? All right. So I have not confirmed Rex yet. If it's going to be today or tomorrow. I'm going to try to push him for tomorrow instead of today because we gotta prepare for the 1 p.m. Sabre call with Chris Tuttle. So we'll see you at 1 p.m. You'll get notifications in the app when all those things are scheduled. And good luck today. Take care. Bye-bye.